What's up, bro?
Oh, so you were
High five. Okay.
No, I just have his account signed in. Be careful.
Okay. Let's switch over to. Get off the screen. Get off the screen. That's like shameless self-promotion.
You're going to there.
It was the whole time. It was just
we'll start on my back.
That's the whole reason.
It's very much better.
Okay.
That's fine.
your background is interesting, and I think you'll have interesting.
Are we ready to go? Check your microphones one time.
Test 1, 2.
It works.
Hello?
I don't think it's on this one.
Oh, it's not easy to turn it on. This is why mechanics is not my forte. Writing is.
What about writing mechanics?
Definitely writing mechanics, yes.
What are writing?
Punctuation!
How do letters?
Things that nobody seems to know how to use.
How are English?
How do I
do English?
I want to walk.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
What are grammar?
Okay. Okay. And this one works too, so I think this is the good one. All right, so what's up, everybody? Have you enjoyed Midwest Brony Fest so far this year?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I can't hear you. Have you enjoyed Midwest Brony Fest so far this year? Excellent. Okay, so my name's Dustin. I go on film fiction by the name FamousLastWords. I mainly write stories about our favorite little green dragon, Spike, and I like doing stuff that really nobody else writes. So really quick, we're just going to introduce ourselves. So you know me, introduce yourself, one at a time.
Nightingale.
I go by Quillamore on film fiction.
Nobody knows him, shut up. Okay.
I might know him, I don't know any of you.
I did a panel yesterday.
Okay, introduce yourself.
Dustin, I need to get you back for that.
Okay, you can worry about that later. Introduce yourself right now.
Get your browsing history up here.
Oh, don't do that.
Introduce yourself.
Yeah, say your username.
Oh.
Jack Mayhoff.
Okay, anyway, we wanted to do this panel about writing because that's really what we're good at, to an extent. And yesterday there was an excellent panel hosted by this person right here, and it mainly talked about ways to get started writing, or ways to find interest in writing if that's your forte. So today we're going to kind of branch off of that a little bit and go into, if you already have an interest in writing, ways that you can A, have fun while doing it so it doesn't become a chore, and B, find success in doing it. Because those are both really important aspects in when writing, to an extent, again. Okay, so to get going here, I actually pull up my panel here. Okay, there we go.
Okay, how many of you have ever written fan fiction?
Tried.
How many of you have ever written anything that was good? Keep your hands down.
Yeah.
One thing. At least I did okay, and I didn't expect it to.
Did okay. Okay, cool. All right, so that's what we're here for. We're going to help you guys today with basically just discovering why fan fiction is fun and ways to make it even more fun if, you're having issues. Okay, so tell me, each of you guys, why do you have fun when writing?
Well, I have fun when writing because I always like to look at things that the show doesn't really do, and things that that, like, say, other fan fiction writers don't do. I kind of like to have fun questioning the norm a little bit and go into some different territory. It's always fun to see how people react. That's kind of what I go by. I love to see people react.
For me, I guess it's always fun to put yourself in the shoes of another character and see how they would react in a situation that you've never seen them in before, and kind of build up what the show has already created for them.
For me, it's kind of just echoing what these two said. For me, I like to explore different aspects of the universe that haven't been explored by the show, and it's just a great way to have a creative outlet for me.
Yeah, and for me, it's a way to get away from real life. I go to work all week. I want to come home, escape a little bit. I love to write. I love to write about characters from shows that I love. I like to take them in directions that I don't think I'll ever see them go in the show. So that way, I can kind of feel like I'm contributing a little bit to a greater thing as a whole. Now, it's obvious that, you know, writing can't, if not done properly, can actually end up kind of being like a chore, so to speak. Have any of you ever felt like that? That maybe writing kind of drops out from being fun, it feels more like it's actually kind of being, you know, well, for lack of a better word, boring.
And for those of you that do write on at least a semi-regular basis and who have occasionally felt that it has become a chore, what are, I don't know, I guess we should ask, what are some ways that each of you has found to keep it from becoming a chore? You?
Like, once you've developed a fan base, you kind of feel the dedication that you owe them something.
Okay.
So it's kind of been a drive for me when I have that. When it first gets started, it's wanting to know where the story's going to go from there for myself.
Alright.
Because I'm writing it, and I'm also kind of exclusive as a reader. So wanting to know what happens next for me is also.
Alright. Is there anybody else who wants to? You, the purple guy.
Happen to, whenever I get that, it gets me the three things that I have written, it seems huge. So what I tend to do is, they're not particularly established, I don't pretend to be out. If you're not out there yet, honestly, take a step back, take a break, and then come back with a fresh, clean mind with a bunch of new experiences and see what you can.
Pretty good.
Excellent. You.
Due to the fact that I've never actually finished writing anything, my biggest problem is actually continuing on after maybe the second chapter when I get launched, because I will create the entire story in a day, and then my only problem is never finishing it. You don't even, I know this is this is just the trouble that I see, and then else.
I know the feel. Like, I've got about like 5 stories I've started, and updates are maybe like once every like 4 months or so, like that, because I'm completely messed up on that.
And I've got like 20 stories I've started but never actually published.
Yeah.
So finished the first chapter.
What about you two? What are ways that you guys have actually been able to conquer the boredom or that lull you fall into when writing?
Okay, this is something that works for me, but random comedies are really looked at, and there's a huge fan base for it on FemFiction, and sometimes when you're just tired of writing regular stuff, just write the most random thing. Just have fun with your characters, because I want to write something, just come up with like the weirdest idea you can think of, which right now for me is Applejack is an apple pie purist who hates apple cinnamon and Dutch apple pies because their cinnamon is polluting the apples. And have a little green eggs and ham twist where it turns out she's never actually tried cinnamon in her apple pie.
Yeah, you really can't go wrong with just busting open the creativeness in writing. Like me and him one time when we were just trying to write something fun, without going into details, we wrote a story that ships Trixie and the Kool-Aid Man. It is an actual story.
It is published. That exists.
It is published.
I read it. Please just stay away from that story at all costs.
You.
This is actually kind of a response to this thing over here.
This thing.
Yeah, this question. That came question.
You're no longer a he. You are now a thing.
Massive science experiments.
In any case,
You're an abomination.
one of the things that I find from, at least from a more general writing, not specifically fan fiction standpoint, is that writing really is a skill, and the more that you practice it, the more easily it will come to you. And along that vein, there's a quote from Stephen King that I usually go back to if I'm struggling with motivation, and I'm going to paraphrase this because not all of it is family appropriate. Running a close second as a writing lesson was the realization that stopping a piece of work just because it's hard, either emotionally or imaginatively, is a bad idea. Sometimes you have to go on when you don't feel like it, and sometimes you're doing good work when it feels like all you're managing to do is shovel excrement from a sitting position.
Now I have a quick question for all of you guys. How many of you think, like, it's obvious that you don't have to be a successful writer to have fun at what you're doing. You know, I love playing football, but God forbid I ever set foot on a football field. So, but how many of you think that actually finding some measure of success, or at least learning to be good at what you do, would contribute to having fun while doing it? Does anybody share that sentiment with me? Okay, now there are definitely some things that you want to avoid when attempting to write. And she covered a good number of them yesterday. They're cliches, you know, red and black alicorns, you know, shipping your OC with the main six, mindless lesbian nonsense, all that kind of stuff. Now here's the thing, we could go on all day telling you about them, but I think the absolute best way to actually to show you guys what happens when you use these cliches in your story is to actually show you with a live demonstration of probably the worst story that I've ever seen in my entire life. I need a volunteer.
Please. Majora.
Okay, no, I need 2 volunteers. I need you in the purple shirt and you back there. Okay, come up here.
Get your brain bleach ready, kids.
Yeah, get your brain bleach ready. This is no adult content. It's just an extraordinarily bad story that, frankly, I can't believe the mods actually passed.
Okay, do they have my computer up there?
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
This is the example.
Right there. Yeah. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, we're just kidding. We're just kidding.
Get over here. Get over here.
Still haven't read it.
Get over here. Okay, so I'm just going to need you guys to basically read 3 sentences, or 4 sentences, however much you think you can, and tell me what it's about. If you can successfully tell me what the story's about after a few sentences, I'll give you like $1,000 or something like
Also,
that.
you have to do it with your best vocalization voice.
Yeah, you have to try to sound like the characters.
Put your soul into it.
And don't laugh. Try not to smile.
Try not
Yeah,
to
if you can get through it without laughing.
It's serious business. This is my narration voice.
May God have mercy on your souls.
Gotta take one look at this story.
All right, ready? 3, 2, 1.
Scroll down.
Hello to 4chan. Okay. It was over. Nightmare Moon was gone.
No, that was 1 sentence.
Oh, we're doing this like the Vargon. Okay. Okay. It was over. Nightmare Moon was gone. They were surprised to see 3 ponies, 2 medium-sized, 1 the size of Celestia. When the dust cleared, they were even more surprised to see of them looking strangely kin. One got up to help the others up, saying, "Get up, Manshep, you to Luna." Then Manshep says, "While getting up, does it look like I love the ground Nightmare?" Then Nightmare noticed the other 7 just staring at them with unexplainable faces.
Okay, I got to interrupt. Okay.
Already, you sound like the machine.
Alright.
The text-to-speech.
Unexplainable may be the worst adjective tag that I've ever heard or seen in my entire life. It literally has no meaning. Okay. What do you think that's about so far?
I think this is like a continuation of that base alpha video.
Okay. Skip to the second chapter. I promise it doesn't get any better. Okay.
After a while, he got some stuff done.
Okay.
How do 11 people like this thing, seriously?
Because it's horrifying.
Probably fault accounts.
Well, it's very funny.
Okay.
Good point.
He starts using script format dialogue, so get ready for that.
Oh, this is before the thing.
No, it wasn't. I don't know how this thing passed moderator. Probably the mods didn't even want to.
I'm guessing one of the mods was drunk.
Give it a shot.
Nightmare mumbling as Rainbow Dash entered the cold, dark room. Rainbow Dash. Is there any lights? Nightmare Star. No, but I can make some fire. Fire. Rainbow Dash awed in amazement. Wow, how you do that? Nightmare Star. Perk of living a heart of fire. Have anything for us? I'm me, you sleep on. I don't have any bits. It's all right. You don't have control of that. How you want me to do the rest? I can keep going.
Okay. It's obvious there's a lot of errors, but I want everybody to give a hand of applause for these 2 brave souls, 2 sacrificial sheep. You gotta get to them now. I want to know what's wrong with this story. Can anybody give me just one thing?
What's right with this?
That's not better. I do have to applaud you too, because I never got to the second chapter of that story.
His from quote unquote, he says he's too lazy to worry about grammar. Problem is, you can't say the story is grammatically incorrect because there's no grammar to speak of.
Honestly, I've met a guy like that. He
How do I
write a
grammar?
Ruby fanfic, and I read it. It was the most repulsive thing I read.
Okay, so
More
just give me one thing that's wrong
repulsive
with it. You in the back.
More repulsive.
You first.
Because he
Aaron.
Keep that away from me.
First thing that
jumps out at me is line breaks.
Thank you.
4.
You.
I think this looks like it was written by Tommy Wiseau.
Oh, hi.
You are tearing me apart.
You.
Tearing me apart, Lisa.
You didn't proofread, obviously.
They should they'll rename the story of the room with Nightmare Star.
You.
Dialogue and no way to mark it. There's no inventions. There's no quotations.
I've read this story at least like 37 times now. It's on my favorites list because I just can't get enough of it. But and I still to this day have no idea what it's about, to be honest.
Just on this on the first page was fun. Where in the very first line, it's like 3 ponies, 2 ponies, and 1. But the last one's just the word 1 for some reason. It switched between numbering and lettering.
By the way, you don't have to feel sorry for this author. He actually went and cussed everybody out on this site and then left about a year ago. So
everyone betrayed me. I'm fed up with this world.
If you ever want an even bigger laugh than this thing, go to the Rage Reviews group. This thing got not just 1 but 2 reviews on that site, and it is amazing.
Yeah, that's the source of the 222 downvotes.
This had 30 downvotes when we found it.
30 to 222. Let's just hear a round of applause for him.
It's the worst story I've ever read. Okay, so what's next on the
Also, I've seen a fan fiction, if you really want good laughs. Apparently there's a fan fiction about, I think it's called Hot Dog, that's just about a pony with no appendages. And talking about how sad it is that he has no appendages.
I'm already sad. That sounds like I'm already sad. That sounds depressing.
What's his name?
But all right.
Hot Dog.
I think my little Dashy couldn't even stack up to that.
But all right, so as you can tell, having some semblance of creativity is really important when writing, or else you'll have this. You'll get votes, but you're not going to get the right kind of votes. And you'll get views, obviously, which is really sad. But so we've prepared a little exercise of creativity that we want all of you to help us with, because I mean that's part of the fun of writing, is actually doing something that other people don't do, right? So I have some paper and pens here. There are actually more of you than I thought there were going to be. I thought there was going to be like 3 people, so I didn't really prepare that well.
I have a couple extra pencils too if we need them.
Yeah, you pass the sheet of paper over there. Alright, who needs a pen?
Okay. Basically what we're going to do here is you're each going to get a piece of paper and a pencil, and we want you all to write a 1 or 2 sentence little idea for a story, just the craziest, most random thing you can think of.
We're going to put this together and make it.
We are going to choose what we... The 4 of us up here are going to choose what we think is the most out there, craziest idea, and then we're going to pick 3 of you to come up, and we'll hand you a new piece of paper, and you'll have... Those 3 will sit to the side and try to write a 1-page story about it, and at the end of the panel, we'll vote on which one was the best.
So yeah, we need the most outrageous, crazy, interesting, fun story idea you've ever. Give us 1 or 2 sentences describing it.
Okay. Basically, just a quick synopsis. No real prompt, just the craziest, most out there thing you can think of. And
we're doing a 2-sentence story?
1 to 2 sentence little synopsis of what the basic idea of the story will be, and then we'll choose 3 people to write a 1-page little short story about it, and at the end we will vote on which one was the best.
Okay, so it's a synopsis, not like a...
yeah, not a 2-sentence story or anything like that, just a little 2-sentence synopsis, yeah.
Who needs one over here?
We need paper back there. Go pass this back. Paper.
Okay.
Need one?
Any day now, guys.
I like mine.
Yeah, 1 or 2, just 1 or 2 sentences.
Yeah, I like mine.
And then give you guys a minute here, and we'll walk back around and collect them all. Fine. It doesn't have to be good.
There is some truth in the phrasing that any idea can be good if written the right way. So really throw down anything you can think of. And the idea is to take anything and be able to make it something good. Oh, by the way, the last 15 minutes or so, this 10 minutes is going to be general Q&A stuff, so we'll have time for that too.
So if you have questions, please unless it's something particularly to what we are talking about at the exact time. Please save those for the end so we can just make sure we squeeze everything in.
All right, ready?
All right, if you have your synopsis finished, just raise your hand so we know we can come get it from you. Who forgot to check the electric fence?
Is Jurassic World going on over there now?
Who forgot to check the generators? The electric fence is down. We are all going to die.
If that's going on next door, I'll see you all later. I don't think this panel's going to keep going.
All I was informed of is that I'd be missing karaoke.
Yeah, we are.
I wanted to do karaoke.
That's okay.
Oh! The T-Rex came to karaoke.
Okay,
I want these to be fair.
that just sets the bar for every singer out there. If you can sing like a T-Rex, you can do anything.
Have you heard Iggy? Anybody else done so I can
Whoever can do the best T-Rex impression gets right.
Hello?
Yeah, I can still hear you.
Okay.
Hold this here. Is there anybody that thinks you need to spend that?
These are like $1 at Walmart.
$1 more than I have.
I'm a little interested.
All right, we don't want to play favorites or anything, so I don't really.
Two new rivals, shall we?
Let's go ahead and read these ideas.
Okay.
You guys.
We're gonna have. What we're gonna do is we're gonna read these all out loud, and we're gonna. Should we?
Actually, they're already.
Yeah, people. Okay, I'm gonna give like each of you a few. Okay, I have a few.
Hit me up.
I have a few. Oh, I only got like 2. Give me some of yours. Okay, first off, read what you got up.
Well, first of all, I want to thank this guy for putting his name on his paper, Evan Quill, the scribe. I've actually heard of you.
Yeah?
Yes, I've actually seen your name around the site.
Oh, good.
These are just.
These are just really quick.
Okay.
I read a lot on the site.
Discord learns how to make a sandwich. However, Twilight needs him to do it right.
Okay.
Not bad.
Not bad, not bad. So else
Just keep going.
Keep going.
The CMC put makeup on Big Map while he's asleep. However, it won't come off and he has a rodeo to attend in 1 hour. Whoever wrote that, I want to shake your hand. Yes. If you're not going to use that, I might steal it.
Hey Jack, I got one that I think you'll like.
Yeah, just stick this in my back pocket.
Hey Jack, I got one I think you'll like.
Yes.
See, cheerily drinks herself into a stupor for a long-seated secret hatred of hating hating children.
What about this pony looks like an alcoholic to you? I just want to know
She
that.
does kind of look like Mary Poppins.
It doesn't run in the family though.
Keep going.
Okay.
You don't got time for that.
My Little Pony Steven Universe crossover.
What is that?
Steven Universe
They even drew
Check
it.
it out. It's not bad.
Yes.
I really want to see Steven Universe. It looks
Yes,
amazing.
They drew the pony, and I think that's Steven Universe on there. Well done.
We got aspiring artists on
And
top right.
the final one that I have is Discord teaches an etiquette class.
Pick one of your favorite, and then we'll each pick one.
Yeah, we'll each pick one favorite.
Yeah, my favorite is definitely the one with Big Mac and the makeup.
Okay, Big Mac and makeup. Okay,
That was an excellent idea.
Okay, you're next.
Applejack refuses to sell apples to the royal sisters.
Oh.
Shots fired, Scott.
That's edgy. Cut myself on that edge.
Oh, and that's what it's like.
I'll get the dark tag for sure. Okay.
Celestia is really Santa Claus and hunts polar bears with the disembodied pony leg during the off season.
Okay, yes.
We got some sick
Graphic
people in
idea of
here.
the century, ladies and gentlemen.
I want to read that.
Yeah, that's the story. That's it.
I read the hell out of that.
Let your mind 10 out of 10 blanks for you.
Okay.
Rainbow Dash riding Nyan Cat through waffle asteroids in space. That sounds like it could be the next pink fluffy unicorns dancing on rainbows.
Yes.
Rainbow Dash riding Nyan Cat through waffle asteroids in space.
It's Nyan Dash.
She's getting all the really fun ideas.
Okay.
Sound like acid trips or something.
And there's nothing wrong with that.
There's absolutely nothing wrong with that.
Pinky loses her head. Twilight accidentally casts a spell that banishes Pinky's head to another dimension. Pinkie Pie doesn't seem to notice. I think that last one is my pick.
Doesn't notice.
Thank you. She's the one who can do this right. Go.
Okay. Let's see. Cheerily drinking herself into a stupor over her long-lived secret hatred of children. Let's see. Celestia was enjoying her day when the sun decided to wink at her. I'm not sure what that one means, actually. And this one's just 2 words. Angel's Rampage.
Bunny Rampage, people.
Sounds like a cheap Wii U game.
It's like Cujo, but with a rabbit.
Make Angel a rampage game. Yeah. No.
Rampage.
Remake Cujo with Angel.
The story of how Equestria was saved by cake.
I can see that happening, to be honest. I can see George Christian explosion.
Yes.
In an attempt to end the world, King Anconia?
No, King Kong.
Well, look, it says like Anconia right there.
No, it's King Kong.
Okay, fine. King Kong. Oh, Kim Dong, that's an M. Kim Dong. Oh, Kim Jong-un. In an attempt to destroy the world, Kim Jong-un gives Pinkie Pie espresso. Then Maud and Tree Hugger listen to Based God.
What is this?
I don't know. What's Based God?
I think it's Lil Wayne.
No, it's not Lil Wayne. It's a different dude.
Is that like a death metal?
I'm not
familiar with the lingo of today's youth.
I'm guessing it's EDM. I think I'm gonna go with Kim Jong-un giving Pinky espresso.
Okay, and here's what I got.
You have to write it as fast.
All right, Tom the Rock has a bonding moment with his son Boulder at a party thrown by Pinkie Pie. Again, I can actually see that happen. Fancy Pants loses his shirt on a walk through Canterlot City. Fancy Pants has an unexpected surprise/accident that makes him decidedly less fancy. I can see that going a very wrong direction for the back. All right. I don't know what this is. I can't read this.
I swear I just saw a Seinfeld episode like that last night.
My personal favorite. Liberty Prime has a tea party with Sweetie Belle.
Who's Liberty Prime?
Fallout 3.
This is
That's
my
the
problem.
Fallout 3, like...
I'm not cool enough for this panel.
Everybody just stands using the bathroom.
And this is the epitome of slice of life right here. 2 board guards have a conversation about security and guarding stuff. That is the epitome of slice of life right there.
Just because imagine all the crazy stuff that happens in Canterlot. Imagine the stories those guys have.
Okay. Okay.
Has anyone read The Return of Princess Nightmare Moon by Age of Shield? I think he's got a line from 2 guards that I think is the most accurate thing that would fit perfectly with that. Just one guard goes, crap, I don't know. Basically,
you've lost it.
Yeah.
That's okay.
If I get into it, we'll take up half this panel. We don't speak of him here. And that's how the Golden Oaks Library was really destroyed.
Okay, so what are your choices? Which one was yours?
Mine was definitely the one that he took back from me.
Nobody's going on.
No.
Yeah, I left it on the table right there.
It's back up here?
It's over there.
It's right here.
Makeup rodeo.
Yeah. CMC putting makeup on Big Macintosh.
Yours?
Pinky losing her head and it going to another dimension.
Yours?
Kim Jong-un giving Pinkie Pie espresso. It's just
Me?
When nuclear bombs fail.
Giant robot from Fallout 3 having an excellent tea party at Sweetie Belle. So which one are we doing? Okay. Right.
I vote for mine.
You don't get a vote for yours. Okay.
Yeah, that's right. I have 25 followers. My opinion does not matter.
Okay.
I'll vote for the Kim Jong-un.
Okay, who would like to see a Big Mac covered in makeup? Okay, who would like to see who would like to see Pinkie Pie's head in another dimension? All right. And who would like to see Kim Jong-un destroy the world
with Pinkie Pie and espresso?
Okay.
Oh, come on.
Okay, and then I don't mind. It's not gonna pick. You're not gonna get picked because everybody wants to see. From what I can tell, everybody wants to see Big Mac covered in makeup.
Quite honestly, though, that last one is basically another cup of tea, madam, with Princess Celestia being replaced with a robot.
Screaming about communism.
We don't speak mains here. Okay.
Sorry.
That's all right. I need 3 volunteers who aren't afraid to write something. Who's not afraid to write something here? Oh, look at that. I got 3 already. You were first. You were second. You were third. You 3. Come up here. Congratulations. You've been chosen.
Wait a minute.
They volunteered as tribute.
Yeah. So, okay. I need 3 blank pieces of paper. All right.
I think I'm gonna take over.
I'm keeping these because these are golden.
All right. Basically, I need each of you. Paper. Okay.
Oh, sorry.
Pass me your paper. There you go. All right. I need each of you for the next, what time are we at? For the next, 10, 15 minutes or so, write us a story, a little short story about Big Mac getting painted in makeup and trying to make it to a rodeo. Feel free to take it in any direction you want as long as it doesn't exceed the rating limits of the con. So,
it just has to involve makeup and a rodeo. You can really do anything else you want with that.
Yeah, you can
just
keep
make
that
it rated everyone because we don't want to
get banned.
Yeah.
I would love to be able to come back next year. He said,
go away.
This is going to be a very long Jeopardy countdown.
Fun story. I once did that at a debate competition when the other team was taking too long to respond. They downgraded me so much and we lost the competition because I was being disruptive.
I think that was totally worth it.
Okay, well, let's do this. Let's actually open up the Q&A now while they're doing that. So that way when it's done, they'll all be ready. Okay. So what time is it?
It's 12:16.
Okay, we have till 12:45. So you guys have until 12:35 basically to finish. When you're done, just give it to me. Okay. First, does anybody have any questions about writing in general? What we do, the writing process, how to be awesome?
Ways to get into it.
I can definitely help with that.
You guys have written stories that involve heavies, OCs, and if so, how did you do the OCs?
I think I'm going to have to take this one because that's basically my only story that's published right now. The way I did it was my first story, so at first I screwed it up completely and I just dove right in and made a horrible story. But later on, I went back, took it down, refinished it, repolished it, and I actually think maybe it's okay now, I don't know for sure, but what I did, I spent basically the entire summer last year working on building characters. I took each character, I got on TV tropes, I looked up different base personality traits, and I made sure that they would all kind of gel with one another, what I needed the character to be in the story, and whatnot. So I spent probably about maybe 2 weeks per character just working, building things, adding new traits, quirks, different things to make them their own character. It takes time if you work like me where I work extremely slowly, but you can get it done. Just, I don't know, it just takes a lot of planning. OC fics take a lot more planning than writing one with canon characters, I'll just tell you that.
Yeah, and the thing is, OC fics actually have a massive payoff if done correctly. Look at fics like Past Sentence.
Actually, The Dust Guard Rise by Viking ZX. All OCs, yes. Mr. Arad here, he has collaborated with the author.
Excellent. So it has the ability to pay off in a huge way if done correctly, but if not done correctly, it will be lost forever to the bowels of the internet and never see the light of day again. So
except for when people are making rage reviews about it.
Yeah, then you'll see it again.
You don't want that light.
Let the rage reviews itself motivate you to write better.
Just look at that group and say, I never want my story to be in here.
All right, any other questions?
I like that reference.
How do you approach a writing project from the start?
I am probably the worst person to answer that question. Basically, the way I've ever always done it is basically just write down the first paragraph, even if it is absolutely terrible, and then just keep going, and once you think you've gotten a decent length, maybe like 1,200 words, go back, and from what you have written already, then change up the beginning to what would sound better, I guess. That's, yeah, the first 3 sentences are the absolute hardest part of a story, at least for me. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I've been told by someone English that one of the things you can do is start by trying to define the universe to tell the story, and then after you have the universe defined, cut off like the first 2 paragraphs and start with that, except create an intro for that paragraph.
Yeah, because if not, you're going to get stuck with a lot of backlog to get your story going, which isn't going to captivate the interest. The thing, what I've learned is that you want to start your story as close to the action as physically possible. So you want to be able to make sure that your story is interesting from the get-go, but you're going to have to set yourself up with something to be able to start. So kind of, oh, yes sir.
Larson did a panel at GalaCon last year, and we want to see how y'all feel about it as far as he gave advice as to begin with the end in mind, and then basically start working your way towards that end.
Yeah, that's what I normally do.
I think I have had a big problem with that because, like, say, I'm trying to work on a novel series right now, as well as fan fiction, and part of the problem with beginning with the end in mind is if you've planned out your story so much, you might end up in the place that I'm in because I literally cannot start this novel right now because I'm thinking, I already know all these characters, let's get to the good part, and the first 45 pages are going to be such a struggle for me because I'm like, I know the characters, I know the universe. Yes, I know that the readers don't know either of those things, but I'm like, let's just get to the brainwashing and stuff.
Yeah. In response,
and the mad science.
In response to what you were saying about working towards the end, the way I've always seen it is when you're writing a story, it's kind of like driving somewhere. You want to know where you're going, or you're going to drive around aimlessly. How you get there, how long it takes you to get there, it doesn't really matter. You can take side streets, you can get off at whatever exit. As long as you find a way to get yourself to the destination, it's gonna be fine. And it doesn't really matter what you take to get there either. You know, any type of story is fine, but you have to be able to reach the destination.
Dude in the yellow shirt.
Okay. To respond actually specifically to that thought there, one thing that really helped me, actually this is something that you suggested to me at one point, there's nowhere in the world that they tell you have to write a story in order. If you're excited about writing one part of your story, write that part of your story, even if it's the ending. That'll get you excited about writing other parts.
That is good.
Yeah, one of my, probably my best, well, my earliest fan fiction friend is a user named Cerulean Voice, and he does that. He'll skip to random chapters throughout his story, write that part, and then just build in between and around it. So that's really good advice. Yes, sir.
The other thing is if you come up with too much of it beforehand, your brain will start thinking you've written about stuff you haven't, and you'll leave out things that are important for the reader because you already know it. So if you are writing like future segments, be very self-conscious and make sure you go back and check and make sure it makes sense for the reader's perspective.
Yeah. Any other questions?
And you back there.
As a response to I was wondering if any of you have tried like stream of consciousness writing. Like sometimes if, like with me anyway, practice makes perfect, and if I practice at procrastinating, I get really good at it.
I think we're all pros at that.
Yeah, and so what I do is I open a Word document. It helps if you can touch type. You cannot backspace. And for 30 minutes, I turn my monitor off and I just go. It doesn't matter what I put down, like this is dumb, and then like, what if Pinkie Pie became Super Saiyan or whatever? Like just like stupid crap to get all the junk out of your head.
That's horrifying.
Yeah.
There are also some really good, like say, collab fanfics where like say you're allowed to have like a guest spot or whatever, and one of the prompts is just ponies in beds, and and I have never published it, but one time I just decided, okay, let's write a fic about Soren secretly has a magical girl anime obsession and is watching Sailor Moon in your bed. I can see him liking the girly stuff.
I'd run with that. Yeah, I like those group collab things like that. I did that with the Spike Dash group. It was a lot of fun.
Did you say on one page?
Whatever, just how long you got.
You still got 6 minutes.
Yeah. You in the way back.
What is your opinion on editing, how I put this, running ideas before you publish beyond people?
Like
to your audience or to just an editor or a proofreader?
Peers, sir. Sort of like bouncing ideas for stories off peers. I've tried that before.
Oh, yeah, that is an excellent idea.
That's a great idea.
Because I lose stories because the fact that they don't like one thing and I get discouraged. So I'm wondering.
Yes, what I do, whenever I start getting things, I often think that they are the stupidest, most horrible ideas that I have ever come up with. So I have to show them to at least one other person to kind of get some kind of reassurance that I'm not writing horribly.
Yeah,
so,
what I like to do actually as far as that goes is I'll actually give my ideas and drafts to my non-pony liking friends because they are completely unbiased towards any and all characters, and they'll just look at it from a pure like, is this interesting enough to read perspective, and that usually assists me greatly in deciding if I should scrap this idea or write with this, because if I can get one of my non-Brony friends to like it, then I'm pretty sure I can get a bunch of people who are completely biased towards it to like it, so that's usually...
As long as you don't break it there.
That's why I don't make headcanon.
Here you go.
The community seems a bit mixed on it as far as human and equestrian stories.
I am horribly biased against Human and Equestria. I hate almost every single story in that genre, so I'm going to just bow out of this.
Nightingale, this is your deal. Do it.
My thing is, okay, I have noticed there's kind of a stereotype, a stereotypical human in Equestria. It tends to be male, and for some weird reason the name Alex tends to be chosen a lot, and I'm just thinking, my name in the real world is Alexandria. I am a girl. I wonder if there could be an Alexandria that does a human in Equestria. That could be fun. But yes, but also humans, it doesn't necessarily have to, you can write humans without it being in Equestria. There's a very good story that I absolutely adore that basically has a business worker in New York City, but what happens is Discord has been kidnapping ponies to our dimension and is selling them as Christmas gifts, and he ends up buying his daughter Diamond Tiara. And it is tons of fun.
I would love to have a cloud chaser, just saying.
It gets dark though. It gets dark real, well, I mean not like super dark, but kidnapping dark.
Let me, if any of you guys don't know, I'm horribly biased towards one character and one character only. I'm just going to scroll down my list of stories here. Let's see, that one's about Spike. That one's got Spike in it. This one's about Spike. This one's about Spike. That one's about Spike. This one's about Spike. That one is about Spike and Twilight. That one's about Spike. This one's about Spike. That one's about Spike.
Just
yeah, pretty much every story I write is about Spike. Exactly.
Oh Jesus.
More Spike. Oh, look at that. It's another Spike story.
For more on the Humans in Equestria thing, is anyone familiar with the Good HIE List group on the site?
LOL.
I used to be an admin for that group, so it was my job to basically review the stories and see if they're any good. And one of the main problems I see with a lot of the stories is most people writing HIE are writing a sort of self-insert or wish fulfillment type story, but there are a few little good gems out there, like let's see, like What Is Love by
Don't Hurt Me. Don't hurt me.
I can't remember. I think it's 4Pony or something like that. Who wrote that? He gets a character named Ares is trapped in the world, and he essentially comes within minutes of freezing to death in the tundra outside the Crystal Empire, and he's found by Cadence. And basically, it's not like the typical like whiny little brony that ends up in Equestria. He, in his universe, My Loved One doesn't exist, and it's basically him trying to acclimate to the world, but he's a very abrasive, very satirical, very sarcastic guy, and basically he avoids basically any trope you can think of other than he ends up falling for a pony. That's really the only one he falls into. So if you can make a likable, interesting character and you can stay away from as many tropes as possible, it isn't actually entirely impossible to make a good HIE fic. It's just, they're rare, but the ones that there are pretty good.
Yeah, Brony Writer did those a non-Brony and Equestria stories.
Yes,
and those are wild.
Those I hate that one too.
Well, you can go away.
Just before the dawn by the side.
It sounds familiar, but I don't think I've read it. Who here knows Zamariak?
I know Zamariak. One thing to keep in mind, though,
romance.
LOL. I do not think that means what you think it means. But no, one thing to be aware of though is you need to not be afraid of changing up your style. If you're not interested in something anymore, don't keep writing. Like this is my first story on the thing. It's called Twilight and Trixie Go to a Metal Store. I was obsessed with Twixie for like maybe the first 2 months of me falling into this show, so I had to write something. So I wrote that, but then I realized after like a month or so, I'm like, wow, this has absolutely no interest for me. So if I would have kept trying to write this, I would have lost any and all interest. Instead, I started branching out to writing Spike Bell stuff. Then I wrote, you know, Spike Dash, and then I did Spike and Final Scratch. I'm like, hey, I like shipping Spike to people, so there's Spike and Cloud Chaser. Then I did Spike and Derpy. But the point is, just don't be afraid to change. If you're not finding interest in something, branch to something else, you know? The point is, you want to make sure that you continuously have fun with what you're doing. That's the point.
Real quick, were you talking about the story by Little Big Pony? Or?
Yeah, I think it was, what is it about? Like, can you read me this?
The one that says, you think I know the answer, right? I am the Princess of Love, and it says...
Yep, that's it.
Okay.
Yeah, it's told partially from Cadence's perspective.
Yeah, and also one thing I've noticed when doing Human and Equestria, I haven't done it yet, but please, like, it makes it so much easier to write and, like, easier to read if this character is, like, not a brony and so does not exist on our planet.
Having a brony and Equestria can make for some funny little awkward moments, but those get boring really quickly.
Yeah, like, imagine somebody coming to your door that knows everything about your freaking life. You would not want to be friends with them. You'd want
I would
to
grab the bat.
Yeah, witness protection.
Alright, I think we got time for, let's do 2 more, because we're running out of time here.
Back, I saw your hand up first.
How do you avoid romance from taking over an entire plot?
Oh God. It depends on the story. Like you said, romance taking over the entire plot.
Is that
just depends on. Really, that's kind of a strange question because if you're trying to write a romance story, of course you want that to happen. But if you're adding a subplot of romance and it starts taking over, you got to prioritize. What is your fic mainly about? What do you want it to be about? What do you want to focus on? Now, you can still keep the romance, but you got to remember, you're still writing for one major reason. You can't, you got to keep sight of that.
If I can kind of pitch in about this, I read a while back that, like, say, the ancient Greeks had 4 varieties of love, and the main three are basically familial love, romantic love, and friendly love. And I feel like it's good to have a good balance of those 3 to kind of keep that in mind. It can be a story about love, but look at all the different aspects of love. I really hate to say that right now, but I really love stories that look into aspects of that, and just try to decide, like, if you're gonna focus on one, which one you want to focus on. I decided to focus on the familial for my major fan fiction, but
let's go with you there in the blue, because I don't think you've asked a question yet.
Oh, thanks. I was wondering, somewhere along the lines of, do you know of any examples, and what do you think of writing that is more kind of It's kind of like those troll fix out there, but is higher quality.
Oh, I know one. I know one.
Stuff that is overwhelming makes you go, what the heck, but it's still higher quality than
there's one story out there, I can't remember what it's called.
Princess Celestia goes in the diet.
I know, but I don't know if it's the one I'm thinking of.
I read a terrible one. It's
There's
called Fallout Equestria, The Ballad of Emo Star Ravenclaw. Don't read it.
That's yours.
Yeah. Don't read it.
There's one story out there, I know it's, if you go to the Anti-Depression Ponies group, I know it's in their stories. It's about this like new kid in the Ponyville school who is basically the troll meme personified, and he basically just messes with the entire town, and it is hilarious. It had me out of my seat. It was great. I can't remember the name of it.
All right, we need to actually jump into these author submissions here. Are you done with yours, bro? All right.
He's drawing us a picture on it.
All right, and what I'm actually going to do with these, if it's okay with you guys, I would love to actually publish these with my own story on this on my account and do it. And okay.
Yeah, public to my fiction account.
What? Of course I will. Gosh.
That's why we had. That's why I had your
Paints Group collab.
hand it to me. Hand it to the unknown guy.
That's alright. I'm just gonna publish them as multi-chapters in the same story. So.
The V Club. Who's that? I swear, I think I've seen you on the site.
Oh no.
That name sounds familiar.
Wait, is it from Oregon? Granny?
What was that?
Okay. I'm sorry. You are awesome. Okay. That it was you who drew on that other one down there.
Yeah.
You are great.
That's you.
I think that should be the cover art for the story. Yes.
We'll publish this.
I think you have the best reading voice of the song.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you. And then I think we'll vote on which one everybody likes the best. And then you will win a big prize of nothing.
This story has a very original beginning. I forgot to indent. Sorry. At least he apologized.
I did sometimes, but I forgot to.
Okay.
Nobody indented on the first paragraph.
You're still writing online style.
Okay. By the way, I don't actually use online style. I still indent. Anyway, Big Macintosh's face felt heavy. He didn't know if he was sick or if something was laying on his face. He took his blankets off and steadied himself on the floor. Stumbling towards the bottom, he was stopped in his tracks by 3 small fillies. "Hey there, Big Mac! Brother! Friend!" greeted his sister Applebloom. "You heading to the bathroom?" asked Scootaloo. "Yep," replied Big Mac. He then attempted to step over the fillies. They scattered under his hooves to hinder him from progressing.
That's some nice word usage. Good job, whoever wrote that.
"No need to do that, you know," said Applebloom nervously. "Yeah, using the restroom is so passé," said Sweetie Belle. By the way, that sounds like Diamond Tiara more than Sweetie Belle.
That sounds like something Rarity would have taught her.
Yes. Yes.
Don't use the bathroom. It's horrible.
It's not fabulous, darling. That's passé.
Get the bidet.
Yeah, just go on the grass. Going on the grass is in style now. Big Mac began to get frustrated. He pushed the fillies out of the way and gets to the bathroom. Okay, random tense change. He looked into the mirror and gasped.
Okay, Miss Grammar Nazi.
Sorry. Mascara, eyeliner, lipstick. He was fuming. He turned to the 3 fillies. "We thought we could be Cutie Mark Crusader's beauty queen," shouted Applebloom. "Yay, now we can finally have a job that matches Babs. Woohoo."
Oh, snap.
But Babs made them do it. "But the makeup was permanent. We didn't know. Whoops." By the way, as a woman, if there was such a thing as permanent makeup, I could save 5 minutes on my daily routine every day. Just saying. Something, rodeo the ponies, the panel is ending, and I'm panicking. That sounds like something I would write on a deadline.
Self-aware humor.
Okay, Jake, breeze through that thing.
Alright.
We got 7 minutes.
Alright. This one's by V-Claw. Alright. Mac, shouted Applejack, in shock as she looked at her brother up and down, not believing her eyes. Mac, what the hell are you wearing? What the hell are you wearing? Big Macintosh winced in dread and tried to turn his head away to hide his shame. Unfortunately, that didn't hide the ghastly amount of makeup that was on his face. In fact, with the other rodeo equipment he had on, he almost looked like a rodeo clown. I think that's great with that picture.
Yeah.
Big Mac mumbled feebly as he tried to answer. Of course, his humiliated blush only made his makeup even worse, or made his makeup even more. That doesn't. It just says more.
You left out a word there.
Hey, cuz, shouted Brayburn happily as he showed up out of nowhere with a smile on his face. You put on makeup too? Everybody's gay for Brayburn.
It's true.
The two looked in shock back at Bray, seeing that he was just as glammed up as Mac was. Ah, she said Bray as he shuffled with a smile and a blush of his own. I thought I was the only one to come out today. Well, good for you, Mac. Bray is trans. Mac and AJ only blinked in confusion. It took a moment before Mac spoke up. Apple Bloom and her friends did this while I was asleep, and I couldn't get it off. Oh, Brayburn started to look more embarrassed as his blush grew deeper. Me too?
Nicely done, sir. This one written by Evan Quill, the scribe. Okay, yeah, that's kind of hard to read. But anyway, you did not use the correct.
I thought we were going with the different.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. You still wrote enough words here that I can't really get mad at you. No. Okay, so this one is using the. This is using the idea that Pinky's head gets teleported to another dimension.
Oh boy.
So let's here we go. Twilight was frantic, searching through book after book, not finding a single thing to fix her dilemma. On the far side of the castle's library was the decapitated body of Pinky, trotting around absent-mindedly. Good word choice. Unbeknownst to Pinky, her head has found itself floating in another dimension. Bad tense there. Flying monsters of malformed traumas slipped by as Pinky happily strolled around. As such, Pinky's body was making toward the castle's exit, whilst Twilight searched for a way to reverse her mishap. Pinky wandered out of the castle, making her way to the Sugar Cube Corner by memory. Her head passed by a village of creatures who were simply tongues. They got close to lick, but was upset by the sweet aromas wafting off of her. As she walked into Sugar Cube Corner, screams deafened the heavens as her body made its way into the kitchen. Pinky began to split eggs as her head bobbed up and down, making her little jigs amongst the creatures of the dark dimension. As Pinky placed the finished cupcakes in the oven, Twilight crashed in, blasting Pinky with the ebbing magic in her horn. Pinky looks to Twilight, who fell on the floor in relief. Oh hey Twilight, ready for some cupcakes? Pinky says happily, a smile across her cheery face. Twilight's jaw drops as the buzzer dings.
Okay, which one was best? I vote this one.
I have a question about this one actually. That thing about the tongues. Was her head gone, but like her bottom jaw is still there?
No. I think it
that
was
would be
like
horrifying.
different. It was showing the head was in a different dimension, and her body was. It was showing both dimensions.
Like so, there was just a city of tongues.
There was a village of tongues.
It's like Discord's realm where he lives that we showed in the.
There are plenty of jokes I could make if this wasn't a PG convention.
All right. All right. We are.
Yes.
Okay. Well, we're pretty much out of time now. I want to thank you all for coming. We had a lot of fun today. I hope we actually taught you something. If not, basically the thing is,
if not, pretend you did.
Yeah, we just want to make sure that you have fun doing something you love. Okay, thank you so much. Have a great weekend, guys. We had a lot of fun here this week.
I think this is a selfie moment, so if y'all would just oblige me real quick.
Can you check the feature box? I'm number 7 right now. Or number 8. It's Celestia.
Oh, what's high?
The mobile one. It's got
You need a selfie stick, obviously.
Well, I know.
This is what Thank you. And also, I know that one of you guys did are changing from one to the other. Because I've seen it featured on